welcome, and we have a rather special show for you today. You know, love in the recent times is fast paced, it's complicated, but today we are talking about love in Vietnam. It's a movie that is upcoming and it's set to release on September 12th. And with me, I have the star actors from the very movie, Avneet Kaur playing Simi in the movie, and Shantanu Maheshwari playing Manav.
Yes.
And we're missing the third character here, but we will speak about her as well, for sure. But firstly, Avneet, Shantanu, thank you so much for coming in and welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
You know, I will get right into it. This movie, I would say it's one of a kind, given that it's a collaboration between India and Vietnam.
Yeah.
And there's a cross-culture reference that we're also seeing. And what makes it even more special is the fact that it's based on a novel, which again has a Turkish base. So there's a lot of cross-culture connections we see.
Yeah.
How did this movie happen to the both of you? How did you come about to play Manav? How did you come about to play Simi? Take us through the journey.
So I met the director the first time, Rahat sir, and we were just like I did not know my character so well, or I did not know the fact that we're going to shoot in Vietnam at that time. I did know the title of the film obviously, but he is like, the way he narrates a story is just so, like, he'll connect you instantly, you know, with that. And I really wanted to play a character somewhere similar to Simi. So, because in my past, I've done a lot of intense characters, or I've done more like really deep characters. But I really wanted to, she is deep, I'm sure, like Simi has her layers like that, but I wanted to play like a bubbly, cute, happy Punjabi girl, because I never got to show my Punjabi flavor, which comes very naturally, as you can see. But so yeah, that was a couple of reasons, and also he told us that it's going to be the first Indo-Vietnam production, collaboration. So that was one of the reasons also, and yeah.
It sounds like a lovely journey. Shantanu?
Yeah, similar. I mean, Raj sir approached, and so Umang sir is also part of this film. Umang Kumar, the director of Maricom, he's the producer. So, and we have done a show together, sir and I. So he had approached, and then Umang sir spoke to me that we were sunle story and everything. Like, sure. Then I heard the story. I felt it's a very interesting take. Because I had not read or even heard of that novel,
Madonna and a Fur Coat. Yes.
But then the only thing I googled was like, oh my god, it was such my bob. It's like a classic. Abhi bhi top 10 or top 100 mein, they still mention that that novel's name. So, and then when he narrated the story, it felt very beautiful. It had elements which were missing in today's love stories, what I felt, and we discussed about it, and then we went about it. So हम लोग बहुत discussion की हम लोग ने, मैंने और सर ने, तो yeah, that's how it happened.
I mean, Rahat has called this a dream project of his,
yes.
and the trailer looks like nothing less at this point.
Thank you so much.
You know, talking about Vietnam, I know you guys went ahead to shoot in Vietnam as well, and there must have been a lot of cross-cultural exchange as well. And given that your co-star was Khanang, Khanang, yes. Kangan. Okay,
yes.
That is the pronunciation. Kangan, yes. Thanks for correcting.
It took us time.
I am sure that's what I was coming to. That how was that exchange between the Indian culture and the Vietnamese culture? How did you all adapt to it?
It was tough initially, to be honest, starting from the very name.
Of course.
Like, the first conversation, I think the first thing that I asked Kangan was the fact that, how do you pronounce your name? That's the reason I'm not saying or calling you by your name.
Correctly.
Then I think that broke the ice, because it was a tongue twister for her also to pronounce my name.
I was just going to ask.
Yeah.
So, did she get your names correctly?
She still hasn't gotten my name correct, but I don't. I don't.
Takes time.
Yeah, but it's okay. Shantanu. That's what she calls me.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I think, but that really helps to create a kind of bond. Those laughters and you know that mispronunciation, that eases the scenario, I think, and that really helped us to, you know, later on connect It took us time, to be honest. I still can't. It's a tough language to understand, to be honest.
Of course.
But yeah, matlab, Google Translate or something or the other. But she's fluent in terms of the English. She understands.
It's her debut in Bollywood as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, it was
And in terms of memories of maybe some moments that you remember from this very exchange, Avneet, would you want to share anything?
I didn't really get to shoot with her.
Your part with her doesn't overlap too much. I don't want
Like
to
we
give away
did,
a lot of
yeah,
the story.
we did
but
shoot a
yes.
lot, but like maybe it's because of मतलब बहुत जल्दी हो रहा था ना, like shoot and makeup and hair and like getting ready and all of that. So I couldn't really talk to her properly. But the experience overall has been really nice. She's really sweet and she's really collaborative in terms of like she wants to learn more, which is a really nice thing I found about her. Yeah.
Right. So let's talk about the movie in itself. It's a very intense movie, and having read the novel, I know it's a very heart-wrenching story at the end of the day.
You have read the
You've read it?
I have.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that means you're romantic as well.
Yes, you like
let's
classics.
not reveal too much there. But if we speak of the movie, it has a very, like I was saying, it has complexities involved. And in today's time, I think, Avneet, you made a comment about whether this movie will be pulling people to the theatres. It's at the end of the day, it's a romantic drama that we'll be seeing. Firstly, I would want you to comment on the reason you said that.
What did I say? I'm so
the
sorry.
fact that, romantic dramas, anyway, after COVID, we've seen a balance being struck between theatre audience and OTT.
Yeah.
But romantic movies coming to the theatres, what pulls the audience to the theatres in the first place? What in this very movie would you say that, people out there should come and experience it in the theatre? I think that's a very valid answer there. Us, yes, of course you all. But in terms of the
But
movie
yes,
and the
yes,
story,
I think she started this.
I think it's a really touching love story. It's one of those, really pure love at first sight, old school, that sort of a beautiful love story. And I feel like our generation, not only our generation, our audience really is craving for a story like that. A beautiful romantic story like that. So I feel like that's definitely one of the reasons. And there are so many great actors in our
there's a
film,
stellar
like
cast.
senior, yeah,
Absolutely,
exactly. So
absolutely.
it was an amazing time working with them also and getting to learn so much. And the thing that they do now, like they connect with the audience in their own way, and that's so beautiful to see, to watch on screen. And also, obviously, it's first of a lot of things. We are obviously the first Indo-Vietnamese collaboration, and the China thing is happening.
Yes, I will come to that.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
we'll just first look at the story because the audience, I would say, I was going through some responses on the trailer itself.
Okay.
And people are excited. Absolutely.
Right, yeah.
And like I started off saying that there is a fast-paced environment when we speak of love today. Shantanu, would you want to
So
give
basically,
your take?
See, there are three characters by default, right? You get to see them. So every three characters has a different journey. So we are very confident about the fact that, in today's time, someone or the other will be able to connect with one of the characters.
Right.
Either you will connect with Simmi, either you connect with Madhav or Lin. That's Kangan's character name. So, and the camaraderie and the relationship and interpersonal relationship that's happening with them. So, and because you have read the novel, so you know how intense that novel is. So it starts in a certain way, and then how intensity grows in the story overall. That is something that's interesting. Because you have read the novel, I would like to mention this, that it's inspired from it. So,
It's not a complete copy or an adaptation per se.
Adaptation.
Yes.
So in itself, that novel speaks so much volume about love. So all we had to do is just put that shiddat on the script and the story. So that is something I feel is the USP of it, because it comes from a classic. We're trying to take the pointers from the classic, and the characters are, love is universal. It's still relevant. It's not something that people have forgotten or have stopped believing in that emotion. So it's still there. It's just that the language has changed a bit in terms of when you say situationship, breadcrumbing, and benching, and
You
whatnot.
do know the Gen Z words,
Absolutely,
I
I've
see.
done campus beats. So I've played
Yes.
that character.
Yes.
So you know, I mean, it really will have a different take and give you a different. Again, actually, it will bring back the feeling and the
Old
true
school
emotion of
romanticism,
love.
I think.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, the old school and it's for all the old school romantics.
Not really.
No, but it introduces the
Yeah, yeah,
concept
yeah.
to
Concept of that, yeah.
the
Yeah, you
new
can still
generation,
believe, yeah.
we would
Exactly.
say. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So you brought in the.
And there's one more thing I would like to.
Absolutely.
So sorry,
Please,
sorry.
please.
It's also like what we're trying to do is give them a love story for this generation, you know, that kind of
Yes.
thing. So that is also something which director as in Raj sir and we in general used to talk about, that you know it's very important to give them their love story.
Right.
It's not something कि ये मडोना ने फर कोट पहले बन चुकी है या कुछ हुआ है. So no one has adapted, not adapted again, inspired.
Inspired.
So yeah, that's the idea.
Right. So you mentioned about the screenings in China. Around 10,000 screens will be playing this very
Yeah.
movie, and that's historic, I would
Yeah.
say. And even this movie's launch, the announcement happened at an international platform. It was the Cannes Film Festival,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So, how does it feel for the two of you as well to be a part of a project which is being launched, being associated at such international platforms or with such international platforms?
It just feels really special, honestly, to be part of such a historic moment. Actually, it itself is a very historic film now, and I just feel really special when I got to know. Actually, it wasn't confirmed by then, like when I said yes to the role, but later on, like Rahat sir spoke to me and he's like, listen, we might as well be going, like we might be going to Cannes for the poster launch and everything.
Right.
And I always, like, who doesn't want to go to Cannes, obviously, like I always wanted to go to Cannes Film Festival, and to go with my film was even more proud moment for me, to be honest. And it just felt amazing, it was a dreamy moment, and I'm just really glad that I got to be a part of such a historic film like this.
Right. And Shantanu?
Yeah, I would like to just add that, big kudos to all the producers for making this happen, because there are a lot of people who say a lot of things, they promise a certain things, certain
Yeah.
aspects, but to pull it off, we have seen those struggle, we have seen them fight, we have seen them pull in favors to make sure that this film reaches a global level, be it your Cannes Film Festival, be it your China, and this film is going to release in multiple countries. I mean, I think it's Australia, New Zealand, UK, US, Middle East. There are a few countries that we are targeting. So on 12th itself, there are multiple releases that are happening across the globe. So and to pull that off, I mean, it is not an easy job.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of people who say yes, during the signing, before we sign, there are a lot of promises that are made, and then once you sign it, they all go like out of the room. They never discussed it. It was nothing concrete. We wanted to, but we couldn't. But they made sure that they delivered on those promises. They always thought it's going to be a global film. We want to treat it like that, and they have done it like that. So I'm so happy, thankful for the team, and also thankful for giving us that opportunity and showing trust on comparatively fresh faces like ours.
I mean, I wouldn't say you both are fresh
that's why I
faces.
said comparatively.
Yes.
Why? Because this is like mine and hers first theatrical lead film. We have been in this space. We have been doing a lot of work, no doubt about it. But then when you come as a lead, and there's a
That's a
different kind of
different
pressure, there's a
space.
different kind of judgment that is going to be passed. You're seen in a different light, right? So there is always a pressure, performance pressure. But then there's a lot of other pressures that adds in. So
Absolutely. Speaking of pressure, I'll come to your characters. Simi and Manav, firstly, how much do you both, I would ask, relate to your characters? And secondly, what went into bringing them to life on screens? Avneet?
See, for me, as I said, it was maybe
The Punjabi appeal.
Yeah, comparatively a little more easier because I remember like Rahat sir also telling me just be yourself. I just want you to be Simmi, which is I see Simmi in you. I really do. So that's why, like, even on the set and everything, we were always trying to create more. Like, obviously, we were going by the script, but we were trying to add those magical moments like that happen like, on the set, on the spot, and we were trying to improvise. And I used to tell him, "So, this is. I feel like this Simmi would do this." And he used to obviously correct me sometimes. Like, "नहीं, Simmi शायद ऐसे नहीं करेगी, पर तू अपने way में कर देख कैसा लग रहा है तेको." And I used to try, and he used to, appreciate that all those things. Were happening, but obviously there are a lot of layers in the character. It's not just like it's a fun, choppy, bubbly or whatever girl.
There's depth.
There's depth to it. There are layers to it. There are a lot of things I can't speak about much
of course
right now. But then again, I just want the audience to connect to Simmi as much as I did.
Oh wow, that's I think lovely. Shantanu.
There are few parts which I can connect, which I with my character, and there are few which I don't at all. To start with the core feeling of the character, he is very he loves Dil Se. If there's a lot of shiddat that is there, so I think I could relate to that. I could understand where that love comes from and
passion.
The passion comes from. So and the guy does everything out of passion. There are people around him who misunderstands and this and that. There are different aspects to it, but this is the core value which I understood, and I was like, I'm hooked to this feeling, and then rest of it we worked out through. I have a lot of questions that I prepared for me to discuss with the director, and then on the floor. You keep on asking, you keep on discussing, and you try to keep enhancing. Ye karega, he'll not do something like that. Maybe he'll react in this manner, or maybe we can try and go at this route and see what happens. Maybe a magic is created. That is what my learning has been. That sometimes you have to keep not over rehearse, but rehearse so that you have space to play with the character on the floor. That's where magic happens, I feel. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think there's a little bit of Avneet and Shantanu we'll get to see
in
Manav and Simmi. Yes.
If you don't put yourself out there, then what's the point? Yeah.
Right. So, I'll keep the focus on the film, but I'll also want to bring in the both of you as youth icons, because that's what you have been. You have inspired, and you've also been loved by your audiences out there. So, I'll ask you this question, and this is with regards to some of the recent happenings. Being a youth icon, you also have a certain sense of social responsibility. You need to understand what you're saying out there. And social media nowadays ends up putting you very out there. You feel very exposed out there. So, being youth icons yourself, what would you have to say on this? How do you take social responsibility? Avneet?
Of course, thank you for believing that.
Of course you are.
Sweet of you to say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, as like a public figure, obviously you have to I think that you have to be careful in terms of what you're putting out. Obviously, I am that way. I am responsible now. At this age, I've understood that. Pehle maybe I was not so. I used to not maybe think so much about all these things, but now that with responsibility comes a lot of with age comes a lot of responsibility, obviously. And, so yeah, I whatever that I'm putting out is definitely me. It's not like I'm trying to be someone else or trying to not put my thoughts out. I just do it in a really responsible way. That's what I do now. Yeah.
And you?
I'm kind of a bit lost in the question, to be honest.
No, because I'm just saying, there's a lot that's said. Like, there are controversies that happened in the recent past with, I don't know, maybe be it podcasters, comedians, actors, whatever they have said, everything is scrutinized because everything is out there and there is a digital footprint for everything. So, do you feel that burden sometimes that, every move of mine is being scrutinized?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you do that. Everyone feels that, I feel.
And how do you take that social responsibility?
I think you just have to be aware. You just have to be responsible enough at times, because there are a lot of people who are making different kind of content based on the what do you call those?
Based on content you've pushed out, I would
Yeah,
say.
exactly. Yeah,
Based
yeah.
on reels you've pushed out, posts you've put out. Yeah.
And they are surviving on that.
Yeah.
And then when the same thing, if a public figure says it, it becomes a normal or taboo thing to do. So it is funny, but that's how our society has become, and we are responsible for it. You know, no one else to be blamed. It's us who have created something like that. You know, if you see old movies, you pick up, you will feel, oh my God, mota, patla, kana, bhenga, ये सब normal use करते थे.
Yeah.
And which was like a normal thing.
Normal thing.
I understand it is important to stop these things. But you need to understand the context when people are talking. You know, sometimes what happens is people just take एक sentence में दो word उठा के you make it sensationalize it, or you just keep talking about it, and then that you just have lost the purpose. Maybe that person was trying to make a point, and you know, sometimes when you are on stage, when you are in an interview, it becomes difficult to convey yourself because आपको words नहीं ध्यान आ रहे, and you know for the fact that you know time जा रहा है, तो I have to quickly come up with something so that I can at least finish my sentence. So you need to give that benefit of doubt is what I'm going to say, and understand what people are trying to say rather than just focus on or try to have opinion about anything and everything. There are a lot of topics which you don't have opinion and which you become a follower of. So it's very important, and there are a lot of aspects that we need to cover when I'm saying this. So no, but yeah, but ultimately when it comes to us or so-called public figures, you have to be responsible. You can't help it. और ऐसा नहीं कि आपसे mistake नहीं हो सकती. You are a human being. You will tend to do mistakes, but at times you can apologize about it and move on.
You know that would you say that because things are taken out of context, and I'm posing this question to both of you, there's a lot of controversies which probably shouldn't even have been there in the first place.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of trolling also from that, and that's not needed.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I completely agree with you, because there are a lot of people who are doing it for their own agendas and to push out their own thing, or maybe to be visible out there. So it is there. We all know it. It's
Right,
not something
right,
that
right.
the
It's
ones who are doing it, they don't know it.
Yes, Avneet?
It's not something new. This will
Right.
happen.
It's been happening.
It's
for
been
sure,
happening,
for
yeah,
sure.
so exactly.
No, but you know, you made a very good point. With age, that responsibility kicks in, and
Yeah.
since you have been quite a star since a very young age,
Yes.
would you say the burden feels a little more now on your shoulders?
It definitely does.
Does?
Yeah.
How do you cope with it?
ऐसे लगता है बच्चे ही अच्छे थे.
That is a brilliant thing you've said. Absolutely, बच्चे ही अच्छे थे. You know, I'll also ask you this, and there's a lot of people out there who follow you who are into fitness and health, and you have fads and trends. Shantanu, you've been a dancer.
Yeah.
And yeah, both of you have been quite active for
Yeah.
that matter. And we've seen new trends and fads come into being with regards to how to keep yourself fit. And this generation especially is very focused on that, you know, how their body looks or how they present themselves. You know, would you have some message out for them as to, like, you know, how to go about with it?
I think being active and healthy is really important. Now, what I mean by healthy isn't that you are following a certain diet where you're not eating anything or you know, something like that, but to look a certain way. For me, honestly, I did not know the meaning of healthy, like क्या होता है, क्या healthy खाना चाहिए, what are you putting inside your body and all those things. Recently, I've understood that, because once I really started you know, eating clean or eating healthy, or maybe choosing protein more, or choosing you know, all those things, nutrition more, I've seen a difference in my well-being and like my life and my day-to-day things that I do. So yeah, I think with age that I've understood that, you know, it's important to eat healthy and stay physically active. I'm not saying कि मतलब like you go to the gym or like ये करना है वो करना है, बहुत heavy lift करना है, you have to be toned. Even if you eat healthy now, honestly, and if you move around, you're doing your steps just to stay physically active, it'll really make a difference in your life as well. So,
Right. And Shantanu?
I think you have to accept firstly who you are and how you look, and maybe for some people I would say it's just a phase. Enjoy the phase. Don't focus too much. You know, sometimes you don't need to focus on things that you're focusing. I feel if you, for example, I will take a different route towards this. If you have a hormone issue, you can't help it.
Right.
You can't help it. You know, you have to treat it. You have to give it time because that's the only healer.
Right.
You know, so you have to understand. Yes, fitness is what something I focus more than dieting or anything. I still try to eat everything that's possible. Though I have allergies, so I can't have, like, for example, dairy products.
Okay.
But I used to enjoy eating dairy products till the time till a certain time. You know, so it's fine. Now I can't eat. I can't crib about it, or I'll have to find ways to do it. Yes, you will have your struggles, you will have problems, but each to its own, and it's your journey. If you are fine being a bit plumpish, or if you're fine being like a thin guy, like I used to be, I was fine with it because I was active. I used to feel that I can do everything. I can jump from here and still nobody, like, you know, I can just hop on someone. They will not have any kind of, you know, a jerk or anything. They will not be injured. That's a small thing, you know, I'm just saying. But
of course.
it's just important to be happy where you are, and if you're not happy, then work towards it. That's about it.
Very important messages both of you have put across, and with that I've completely run out of time, viewers, but yes, with that I'll close the interview with just one message, and a message on love from both of you, since it is Love in Vietnam. One quick word from you, Avneet, and one from you, Shantanu.
Okay.
Your message for all the lovers out there, old school romantics, all the Gen Z lovers, all of them.
All the old school romantics, Gen Zs and Gen Z Alpha, jo be like everyone, whoever's watching.
Right.
Don't be scared of love. Have a little love in your life, and please go and watch Love in Vietnam in cinemas to get that feeling of your old school love. Yeah.
I would just say that, you know, whatever you do, I mean, however you love, however you express, be it situationship, breadcrumbing, benching, whatever it is, if you are happy, it's fine. People will judge no matter what you are going to do or what you're not going to do. So be happy, love yourself, and love puri shiddat se, and that's the kind of movie that we are coming up with. It's called Love in Vietnam. It's going to release on 12th of September. Please go out there, watch it, and if you like it, that's more important. If you like it, please tell others also to do the same, because mouth publicity is the best publicity that's
Show some love.
Show
Some love, exactly.
But yes, viewers, with that was a rather intriguing conversation mixed with love, message, health, all of it bundled up together. But yes, Love in Vietnam is something that we are looking forward to. September 12th, it is in the theatres, and we'll see what magic Shantanu, Avneet, you both have to bring, and as well as Kangan. Thank you so much. Thank you.